Hi, I'm Crystal Baldwin, and welcome to Earth Sweet Boutique and our Essential Oil Tips and Tricks series. So today we're going to be talking about how to make a nasal inhaler. And nasal inhalers are awesome because they're a great tool for when you want to use your essential oils on the go, so that you don't have to worry about stopping and applying oils to your body. And then they're also very helpful for when you don't want to scent your environment. So let's say you're at work where you work in a scent-free environment. That's a good time to use a nasal inhaler, or for perhaps like on an airplane, or just around someone with allergies where that might get triggered. So they're really, really useful and helpful for that. And so what you need to make a nasal inhaler is you need the nasal inhaler itself, you need a tissue, and then you need the essential oils that you want to use for the inhaler. So let's just review the parts of the nasal inhaler. We have 4 parts to the actual inhaler. There is the nasal inhaler itself, the cover, the wick that we put the essential oils that goes inside here, and then the cap that closes the whole thing up. And we're going to quickly put one together, and I'll show you just how easy it is to make one of these. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is put your essential oils in this wick. But before we do that and place it into the nasal inhaler, we're going to put a little piece of tissue in here, because when you first make this, the wick will be very wet and juicy, and it's very easy to snort the essential oils up your nose. And I can tell you from my own experience that that is not comfortable. So I just put a little piece of the tissue right here in the end. Okay, and then once I put the oils here, I'm going to push that down in the end. So I am going to make one for travel, because I quite often take these with me when I travel on a plane, because it helps just reduce the different bacteria that you're breathing, and there's no liquid involved that the FDA knows about, so you won't have any issues there. So just add a couple of drops. So I'm doing a few drops of lemon here, as you can see. Got 4 drops of lemon. Then I'm adding a little bit for my respiratory tract, about 5 drops of eucalyptus I added. And then I'm using a little bit of bergamot, because that is calming to the nervous system, and I'm always a little nervous when I'm flying. So I'm adding a little bit of bergamot essential oil in there. Now I'm flipping it over just so I can get both ends filled up, and I'm adding a bunch of tea tree. And I'm tapping on this just to make sure that we get all the air pockets out of the tea tree oil. There we go. And you can see it kind of change colors when it fills up. I'm going back and adding just a little tiny bit more lemon essential oil. And you can see how liquidy and juicy that's getting, like I mentioned before. Let me just do a little bit more here. And you can see that there, all the oils are in there and it's saturated. The lemon oil is showing up pretty strongly. So just take your little filter that has all your oil, and remember we have the tissue, and so now I'm just going to put this in here on the end and push it all the way down to the very tip. And you can use a little pencil if you need to, if you don't feel like you got it all the way in there. And now it's setting in there very well. Okay, and then I'm going to take the end cap and just snap it down. You want to make sure you snap it. I heard it, but if not, you can press it on the table like that. And there's your cover. Now there's nothing going to leak out of this. Nothing's going to come out. You put your tissue, you see the little opening here on the end. Then that's where you're going to be smelling your essential oils from. So only really you are going to smell it when you open it. Okay. And the way that you use it is you're going to actually place this up into your nostril. So this isn't something that you'll loan out to people, because once you use it, people are not going to want to reuse this. You'll place it up in your nostril, and then you're going to close off the other side like this. And I'm breathing normally. I'm not snorting. There's no need to do that. You're just going to inhale normally. Then you're going to switch and do the other side, because you have 2 different energetic pathways, and you want to make sure to address both sinus cavities and both those energetic pathways. I take a nice deep breath and I totally fill my lungs. I kind of sometimes hold it in there. And that's it. And then you recap it, stick it back in your pocket or your purse, and carry it around with you. The nice thing about a nasal inhaler and a reason to use them is, for instance, this is allergy season, and we have an allergy blend that we use here with multiple different essential oils to address allergy issues. And so you can be using this throughout the day, all day long, to calm down that histamine response. So you can be doing it all day long just to bring down any allergy response. Or like I mentioned, on a plane, you can be smelling it the whole time you're on the plane just to help, soothe the nasal cavities and to keep down any bacteria or anything from going in as you're breathing. So you can make them for a variety of things. So you can make one for sleep, so that maybe an hour or two before you go to bed, you start inhaling it. You can make it for stress or anxiety. So if you're having a stressful issue or you're anxious about something, you can then also be inhaling it all day long. Respiratory health, if your lungs tend to be weak or you tend to get bronchial infections, you can make one that you can inhale to soothe and calm that down as well. And the other great thing is the little plastic ones are pretty cheap, and you can make a lot of them. So we have like these packs of 10 here at the boutique, or like a pack of 3. And so you can make multiple ones, stick them in different coat pockets or put it in your purse or throw it in different locations. We don't suggest you keep it in a hot car because that makes the essential oils evaporate away kind of quickly. If you keep them in a nice cool location and out of the sun, they last about 2 to 3 months. And these are not recyclable. You would want to throw this away at the end of that time because they can start growing things after a while. If you want one that is recyclable, you can use one like this, which is a metallic inhaler. And this metallic inhaler actually has a glass cavity. And with this, so you can see that, there's the openings. It has a flat end instead of a pointy end. And this, the same concept. You will make your inhaler the same way. Place this in here, put your tissue in the other end, just like we did before, and then screw it down, okay? And the same kind of concept. They're kind of pretty too. They look like a lipstick, or some kind of a cool tool that you can keep with you. And then after you finish using it, after 2 to 3 months, you just simply take the glass, run some alcohol through it to disinfect it, and let it dry out, and then start all over again. So this is a non-disposable one that you don't have to worry about recycling. So those are your 2 options there. These are really great for making all kinds of different blends. If your child has some anxiousness or anxiety, these are great because they get to participate in making something that they get to use, and it's easy for them to carry something like this around. Men tend to be more open to using something like this because it doesn't scent them. They don't have to explain what they're doing. So it's just great for a lot of different people and a lot of different purposes. We have lots of different ideas and recipes, and you can check in with us and ask questions, and we're happy to answer those for you. The possibilities are endless with these nasal inhalers and what you can make with them, and we can't wait to hear what you have created. So check back in with us for more tips and tricks of essential oils. Thanks a lot. Have an aromatic day.